Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to keep working on the 88 rebuild. Last thing we did on it was pull the interior out and rip the carpet out of there. I'm going to keep working on the interior a little bit more. I'm going to try to get this dash out of here. It's going to require me probably pulling that steering wheel off and a couple other things. But I'm also going to tear into the exterior, probably pull the bumpers off and different things. Just try to get that process started and get this thing ready so we can start cleaning it up and sanding it and prepping it. So let's jump to it. I'll start by pulling this glove box off with a couple 8mm bolt heads underneath. well, I have to say the EF dash is a little more difficult to remove than the EG dash. The hardest part is really getting around to the back side and getting the wiring harness disconnected from the back of the dash. They've got them in there with Phillips screws, and it's just really hard to get to. You saw me squeeze back behind there, but we did get it off. And the next step here on this car is going to be to clean up some of this inside, get some of this dirt off of here, and I'm going to pull the bumpers off, the tail lights, things like that. And then potentially I'm going to move out to the Type R CRX and start working on the same exact thing, because if I didn't tell you already, I'm going to be using the dash out of that car in here, because you saw a little bit of damage on this one here. The one out there is in better shape as long as I can get it out without tearing it up. And the carpet out there as well is in a lot nicer shape. It'll clean up a lot nicer than this carpet will. It was actually torn over here on the driver's side, and it had some really like melted looking stuff on it. So really it's kind of a useless cause to reuse that carpet. If the carpet out there ends up getting torn or ripped, or if I see that it's not usable, I may end up having to actually buy like an aftermarket carpet and put it in here. I want to try to avoid that because it's a lot of extra work and a lot of extra cost for no reason, unless I just have to do it. So let's go ahead and jump into the next thing. Alright, they say slow and steady wins the race. This is definitely going to be a slow process getting this thing torn apart and cleaned up. There's a lot of built up dirt inside there that I want to make sure I get out of there because I don't want it to smell later on. It's got a real musty smell to it. I mean, that dirt has never been washed out of there. It's just, I know it's probably in the seat because I still got the seat in there, but I want to just make sure I get everything taken out that I can and start fresh. So I got the interior taken out and cleaned up. I got the bumpers taken off. I went ahead and pressure washed underneath the bumper area. There's a lot of rocks and grime under there. A lot of that dirt that looks like rust is actually red dirt from Mississippi. I know the whole bottom side of the car is just coated in this red dirt. You've probably seen it in one of my previous videos where it looks like it's all rusted out. Well, it's really just that red dirt. So, I mean, it did look like there was a lot of rust here in the front and the back bumper, but after I pressure washed it, there's really just a few little, tiny little areas where the metal meets metal, just the normal stuff like that. So it's really not as bad as it looks on camera. I think it's gonna clean up really nice. One day pretty soon, I'm gonna get this thing lifted up and pressure wash the entire bottom side as best I can. I don't have a lift or anything, but I'm gonna really try the best I can to get under there. I did reach up under there today and spray a lot more of that out. So slowly but surely, we'll get this thing cleaned up. So stay tuned to the next episode, and we're gonna dig into this a little bit more.